to all residents of Fremont?
Yes.
So talk about what you're doing out here today.
Well, we are getting the community together. One of my goals is to make sure people are informed and they're civically engaged in the things that will affect our lives, our families, our community.
And why are you against the casino?
Many reasons. How much time do I have? There are economic reasons, there are environmental reasons, there are social and moral reasons, and they all work together and how it would affect our community. So, from an economic standpoint, the legislation that was passed is HEA 1038, and what that legislation allows is for a casino operator to have private negotiations with people. So when they use the words "it's not official," that's that's kind of deceptive. That's wordplay and trying to um, essentially mislead the community into thinking that nothing is happening when they say we've not had any official talks, when you know in the legislation they have it written out that they can have private negotiations. But one of the things that people, no matter where a casino would go, whether it's in Steuben County, DeKalb County, or Allen County, it is a bad deal. $150 million goes to the state that does not come to our community. And then, so the people that will profit from this casino, if it comes to a community, it will be the state and it will be the casino operator. They don't have a headquarters in this community, so any profits they take will go out of our community, out of our state. So we need to consider that. But on the front end, some things that the community should know and they should consider is that all the offsite infrastructure, the casino operator is not required to pay for that. So that includes our roads, our utilities, and then we also have to consider increasing emergency services. So who's going to pay for that? They really need to think. Whether you go to a casino or not, you will pay for it. And then on the opposite end of that, they can think about the abatements. So some of the things that are being touted is that it's going to bring tax revenue, it's going to bring tourism, and it's going to bring jobs. So I think that whole message is misleading. One, tax abatements. If not tax abatements, what if they ask to be a part of a TIF district? People are, that's not common language. People don't understand that that takes all this tax revenue that they think will help the community is not going to exist unless they put it in writing, and they have not put it in writing, and they have not done an impact study, and they've not told us if they will do an impact study, and they've not done a benefit statement. So we don't know who will benefit from those jobs, and any tax revenue that would come, we don't know where that money would be allocated. So a lot of things are not answered, and yet they want us to make a decision in November, and then afterwards they're going to have their public period hearing after we voted for it. Then we can have input, but they don't have to take it. So those are really concerning issues that we have. But okay, so the tax dollars, I addressed that, I think, pretty clearly. We don't know if we'll ever get it because as currently the demographic that casino operators are targeting, because it is very predatory, is they're going after the elderly community. And when they age out, it's not a sustainable business model. So then it'll fold, and then the abatements, it doesn't matter if they expire because we'll get nothing. We'll have paid into it and gotten nothing out of it. I don't think we'll get anything out of it anyway. I think what we'll be left with is broken families, a broken community, businesses that go out of business because we have low unemployment in this community, and across Northeast Indiana we have low unemployment. So in this community especially, we are comprised of primarily small businesses. So from a statistic standpoint, what that means is over 80% of the businesses in the community have less than 10 employees. So that feasibility study that they did, the feasibility study, which is for a developer, not for the community to make an informed decision, that said that they would need between 800 and 1,200 employees to operate the casino. Where are they going to come from? We don't have the housing, we don't have the utility infrastructure. it just doesn't make sense. So what they'll do is they'll offer a little bit more than our small businesses can compete with, and they'll siphon the workforce from our community, leaving them without the help they need. So if it did bring tourism traffic, they wouldn't be able to serve them. And then if it folds, we'll have no businesses, and our economy will be completely desolate. So I don't want to be all doom and gloom, but that's the reality of it. And people need to consider this. If they want to go to a casino, we are surrounded by casinos. They can go up to Firekeepers, they can go over to Four Winds, they can go over to Toledo. There's a lot of options for them. But going back to the aging out, when that demographic is no longer sustainable, then it's not going to make sense, because brick and mortar casinos are going by the wayside because the younger generation bets on their devices. It doesn't make sense. It's not sustainable. And if they think that they'll build it in this location and people will come, build it and they'll come, they can take a look at our outlet malls. So I don't know if anybody else, I could talk about the environmental, because that's another concern of mine, is that we need to look at the watershed. Steuben County sits at a higher elevation than all of our surrounding communities. And so I know casinos have a lot of water pollution. We dump that into our waterways, then it's going to go out and it's going to affect all the other communities. So everybody should be paying attention to what's going on here in Steuben County, because it will affect them. And that goes for data centers too. So I could go into that, but we'll stay on topic, right? But from the social standpoint, I know that's a concern that we have. Dan is a pastor, and we care about the families. We care about the individual that might have vulnerabilities with gambling, be at risk or a problem gambler. We don't want to put a stumbling block in front of those people, because it affects more than that individual. Although we care about that individual, they have a family, they have an employer. We need to consider those people. So I will let you add to it.
No, the communities around us have all come up with some sustainable ideas. DeKalb County, Allen County, even Ohio and Michigan, they've all come up with other ideas. Why don't Steuben County, why can't they consider other opportunities? They're not even considering anything else. Other communities have great plans already put forth. So we're asking Steuben County to do the same and have complete transparency with the citizens. It's not that we're saying, hey, everything's down, but we want to know why. We want to know how it's going to be sustained. And again, the feasibility study tells us why it would be a good idea, but we don't know. We don't have the numbers to back it right now. So we're asking for those numbers to say, hey, why? Why now?
What is it like seeing the community come out to the meeting out here today? It seems like there's other people that are also opposed.
I've noticed, and it's really hard to watch your community go against each other, even on Facebook and all of that kind of stuff, to really, and that is tearing people apart and going against each other. And this is like, we're a small community. We're neighbors, we're families, we're friends, we're all of those kind of things. And then to watch this whole entire issue cause such damage in friendships, and people go against each other and all of those kind of things, it's like, my goodness, just over a casino, which my vote is no casino, of course, because my grandfather and people that I know and love, they had gambling problems, and it's just like you come in and you start ripping families apart, and dads will take their paychecks, like my grandfather did, take his paycheck and go gambling and drinking and all of those kind of things. And it's like, how is that promoting good family? Why don't we open up a Sky Zone or a Chick-fil-A or something that is really awesome for our community? And I don't get that, because like I said, casinos, I've been to one, just to see maybe what it was like when I was younger, and it was crazy. I mean, it was just, I didn't have a good time. They had bars and all that kind of stuff within the casino that you could go to, and everybody was drunk, and all that kind of stuff. And it's like, how is that really great for our families and our communities in this area? We are a small town. And so that's just my opinion, but I'm going to leave it there.
The interagencies in our community are already overrun. They have interagency meetings in Steuben County and Angola at the last Wednesday of every month, and they are at wit's end. They are overrun. We have food pantries. We have all kinds of organizations trying to help the community, and as something like this is only going to add to that pressure until the community breaks.
Is there anything else you'd like to add that hasn't been touched on?
Is this gonna be in your backyard?
Yep, the proposed location is just down the road from my house, and my home is my childhood home that I grew up in, that I have been lucky enough to be able to go back into and take over with my family, and it's the place I plan on spending the rest of my life. I love it. It's my oasis. If this goes into effect, my road will be destroyed. My home will be destroyed. My family. I mean, that's gonna just completely change our lives.
Any other things you would like to add or talk about? I don't have any other questions.
I think we're just asking that the community just take more than a look than add the pocketbook. They're looking at the pocketbook. They're thinking this is a Hail Mary to make this community better, without even looking at the impact of what it's going to have on this community. And yes, we are a church out here right at the outlet malls. It's going to affect our church. We will probably have a lot more people that will be in need coming through our doors as a result of this. And you know what? We're willing to help. We're ready to help. But why would you tax the community even more than what it is right now and put that on the churches and the nonprofits and all those things? And people are sitting back. They don't care. They want to be on the lake. They want to do whatever they want to do. Where fun wins is where this community loses.
And that's in reference to the website that the county, so they're using taxpayer dollars to fund this website. That's, from my opinion, disclaimer, it's my opinion that Steuben, where fun wins, that is something that's paid for with tax dollars, and it's a propaganda message to support the casino, because I do not see anything on that website that's negative. All it does is tout tourism, tax revenue, and jobs. And so since I did bring that up, the jobs on the front end that they say are high paying are the construction jobs. Those are the construction jobs, and because there's no benefit statement, more than likely those construction jobs will go to people that are experienced in building casinos. It will not go to the local contractors like they think and they're being led to believe. So we need to consider that. And those other jobs that are going to be unskilled, those will be low paying. And anything that requires like a casino license, like a dealer's license, specialties, they're not going to hire local people. They'll bring in their own people.
And as you said, Theresa, our employment rate is low here, and it is hard for employers currently to find
And I hear
reliable people.
And I hear the concern, like our manufacturers and our retail businesses, they're concerned. So we need to protect them, and that's what we're going to do. And we're going to educate them, and we're going to encourage them to come